Hey YouTube, welcome back. I'm Train, and this is Dad Talk with my
Terrell.
son Terrell. All right, so what we're going to talk about today is how to transitioning from parenting a child to parenting an adult, and how that relationship between father and son has to evolve from both perspectives. So now I need to pull back as a father and say, okay, I need to start preparing him with these certain tools and skills necessary for him to be a productive adult in society. So, from Terrell, from your perspective, what do you think you need from me now that you're an adult child? What type of relationship would you like to have with me, or would like to continue to have?
I like to be more open-minded with my father because I believe as I get older, I become more independent in my decision making. And even though I'll always like ask for advice from him, I always take in that advice and I'll take in my best, I'll say perspective on whether how I act on every advice he gives me.
Okay, I think that's good, and I think too, I'm learning to more so develop a friendship with Terrell, because now we actually go to the gym every day together. So he kind of inspires me. So when I come home from work, or if I work from home, he pushes me to go to the gym every day because I'm trying to get my health right. Because I will later talk about a weight loss journey that I'm on as well. But I think it's important when you have adult children that you get something out of that relationship as well. So whether it's them motivating you, them having open communication, getting a different perspective from their point of view. So I think the communication has to change and has to evolve, because now they're no longer a child, and you don't have to shield them for certain things that you've probably done for most of their lives. So now you got to come to the table and say, okay, this is what happens when you're an adult. These are consequences that happen. If you drink and drive, these are the consequences. If you go to college, these are the consequences. So there's positive and negative consequences when you become an adult. And I think it's fundamental that we as parents teach our kids the consequences of good decisions and bad decisions. And Terrell, do you think I've done a good job and your mother's done a good job at letting you understand the consequences when it comes to your actions as a young adult?
Yes, I always think when I'm with my friends or by myself, I always think of what if I do this, what would happen? Or what if I didn't do this, what would happen? And I always think of best for myself first and for my family. So if I get put in jail, what would I do to my family? If I drink and drive and I crash and I die, what would my family think? And I always just think of all the negative outcomes and I always try to prevent that from happening.
Okay, that's good. And I think it's true. It's reassuring that we get that information back as parents, right? Because we try to equip our kids with the best advice that we can give them, so they don't make either similar mistakes or make the same mistakes that we have. And I think one tradition that I like that we do as a family is that on every Thanksgiving that we have the kids go around the table and talk about what they're thankful for. For me, that's a good experience because as parents, sometimes we don't get that response or we don't know how we are impacting our kids. And Terrell, from your experience, when we talk about Thanksgiving in general, and you go around the table of saying why you're thankful, what what do you experience from that, or what are you taking away from that?
I just think of like the intangible things that you don't say you're thankful for every day on a daily basis, and you just look back on just like the stuff that the unconditional love, the support, and like and just the I'll say like just the drive and the parenting and the love that they give towards me and the belief they give me for who I can become as a man in the future.
Okay, and that's good. And I think it's real impactful, because sometimes even when people say, well, sometimes it's good to tell people that you love them every day because one day that they'll be gone and you'll say you wish you told them. So I think I've always tried to set a tone in my household with my kids that if I feel something deep inside, I say something. Because if I'm leery about something or something's on my mind that's concerning me, and I say, okay, well, I shouldn't say it or whatever. I think it's you have to say what's on your mind, because you don't want any regrets. Whether you have a young kid, they are going to go party with their friends. You always say, well, make sure you don't drink and drive, or make sure if you're going to stay out, call so I'm not up worrying about you or whatever. So these are some of the good tips and some advice I would give parents is that if you have concerns or questions or whatever when it comes to your adult children, always say something, because at the end of the day, you never want to say, "Well, I should have said something." Whether it's good or bad, you know what I mean. Whether they're going to take an exam or something, you wish you would say, "I wish them good luck" or whatever. Or whether they were going for a job interview, um, you could have wished them good luck on the interview. So it doesn't always have to be negative consequences, because it could also be positive consequences. So I would just encourage parents to kind of speak from your heart, or if you're feeling something, because I think it goes a long way when we have young adults who are out there trying to make decisions and find their own way. So this has been Dad Talk with Train and Terrell. So looking forward to more content. See you soon.